Will Trump's 25% tariff crush the auto industry? Canada fights back with billions. Washington, March 2025. Is a 25% tariff on all non-U.S. made cars a death knell for auto factories? President Donald Trump's latest 25% tariff on Canada's automotive industry threatens to wipe out thousands of jobs, sparking fears of an industry collapse. This trade war isn't just about economics. It's a political slugfest. Did you know that over 30% of Ontario's exports stem from its auto sector? That's tens of thousands of jobs at risk, especially in industrial hubs like Windsor, Hamilton, and Waterloo, where workers, already no strangers to hardship, now face an uncertain future. Canada, however, is gearing up for a fierce counterattack. Prime Minister Mark Carney labeled the tariff a blatant betrayal of the post-NAFTA USMCA trade agreement, vowing an uncompromising response. Canadian auto workers don't just build vehicles, they build Canada, he said. Our auto sector has always been there for this country, and in this time of uncertainty, Canada will be there for our workers. Canada's battle plan. So, what's Canada doing to shield its workers? Today, I'm announcing the Strategic Response Fund, Carney declared. This $2 billion Canadian dollar initiative aims to safeguard jobs by fostering a made-in-Canada supply chain, reducing reliance on the U.S., and ramping up domestic production. Beyond the fund, Canada is rolling out reforms to employment insurance, EI, to support workers, while offering businesses tax deferrals and hefty liquidity packages to weather the storm. Retaliatory tariffs are also in the works, with every dollar collected funneled directly to struggling Canadian workers. Trump's miscalculation? Trump claims these tariffs will resurrect U.S. jobs, but experts disagree, arguing the move benefits no one. North America's automotive production network, tightly woven across Canada, the U.S., and Mexico, could unravel if one link snaps. We're building Canada, Carney stressed, supporting nearly 500,000 Canadians who work directly or indirectly in this sector. Their families, their communities, this great country. That's what President Trump just doesn't get. This isn't just about tariffs. It's a high-stakes choice. Canada could escalate retaliation and pivot to a more independent economy, but the U.S. risks a fractured supply chain and a disrupted economy. The fallout won't spare workers or businesses. It could rupture the long-standing strategic alliance between these neighbors. Can a solution emerge? Will Canada double down or seek peace to protect its interests? The future of the North American auto industry hangs in the balance as tensions soar. Who pays the price? Workers will bear the brunt first. Thousands of jobs could vanish, leaving industrial cities like Windsor deserted and millions scrambling to survive. While Canada scrambles to provide support, this crisis could linger, scarring future generations. In the U.S.'s polarized climate, does Trump care about long-term stability, or is this a short-term vote-grabbing stunt? Jimmy Kimmel's jabs turn Trump family into a punchline. Amid $250 million fraud trial, New York, March 2025. What's Jimmy Kimmel up to that's rattling the Trump family? As a $250 million civil fraud trial grips the nation, the late-night host has transformed the Trumps, once icons of American success, into a public laughingstock. Last week, Donald Trump and his sons, Don Jr. and Eric, faced allegations of financial fraud in court, trading campaign trails and real estate headlines for the defendant's table. What made it surreal? The media frenzy, especially Kimmel's biting comedy, turned courtroom clips into viral gold. This wasn't just a trial, it felt like unscripted reality TV. Don Jr., once brash online, appeared jittery, his rushed tone painting him as a victim blindsided by accountants. Kimmel pounced, likening him to a man who'd downed 10 espressos or was wrestling a Red Bull can, eyes wide, words tumbling. The clip alone had audiences howling. Eric, meanwhile, became Kimmel's human loading icon. Dull, stumbling through answers so awkwardly, viewers wondered if he grasped his own testimony. Amazing night in Miami with my father, just electric. The MAGA movement is alive with my father. Kimmel didn't need new material. The footage did the work. Trump's midnight fury. Donald Trump, famously thin-skinned, watched Kimmel's roast and erupted. Insiders say he seethed, branding Kimmel a loser with low ratings on Truth Social. My sons are smart, successful businessmen, he fumed, but it only stoked the fire. Social media ran wild, memes exploded, clips were remixed, and sympathy evaporated. The Trump boys' counterattacks flopped, exposing cracks in their polished image. In today's instant reaction media, where scrutiny is relentless, their legacy of dominance is crumbling under every laugh. Fox News goes dark as Trump's policies implode Washington. March 2025. Fox News cut to black mid-broadcast while defending Trump's policies, only to be steamrolled by Repair Greg Casar's searing critique. These policies are destroying America. If puppet politicians want to serve billionaires over people, they should lose their jobs. Picture this. Social Security offices in rural areas shuttered, forcing the elderly and disabled to trek to closed buildings for verification, or be branded frauds and stripped of benefits by Trump. It's hard to imagine a crueler campaign, Casar said, slamming the assault on the vulnerable. Elon Musk, calling Social Security a Ponzi scheme, pushes to slash billions from it, alongside Medicaid and Medicare, while pocketing $8 million daily from federal contracts. Why cut aid for single moms and the disabled instead of corporate handouts? Casar demanded. Musk's haul, bolstered by FAA, State Department, and Starlink deals, comes fresh off his funding of Trump's re-election. This isn't politics, it's oligarchic corruption, Casar charged. Your tax dollars aren't helping the poor. They're buying billionaires more jets. Trump's immigrant policies are just as brutal. Hundreds, including women, LGBT individuals, and legal asylum seekers, were kidnapped to El Salvadoran detention camps unfit to hold them. Ex-AG Pam Bondi called them garbage, not immigrants, insisting they're violent, illegal aliens endangering Americans. Casar fired back on Fox. Violence is wrong, but millions are fighting to keep their health care and tax dollars from being handed to billionaires. His rare voice demands welfare protection and an end to elite privilege, exposing a societal rift that fairness must bridge. Musk's CPAC chainsaw stunt backfires. March 2025, at CPAC 2025, Elon Musk wielded a chainsaw, yes, a real one, to symbolize slashing the bloated federal government. Mocking workers earning $50,000 a year as ineffective and underpaid, he claimed death threats for his taxpayer righteousness. 6 minutes in, Fox News yanked the feed, a jaw-dropping snub from a once-friendly network. Days later, as Trump's policy advisor, Musk touted uncovering $330 million in Small Business Administration fraud, including a $100,000 loan to a 9-month-old baby. No proof surfaced, but it burnished his waste-busting cred. His approval tanked from plus 24 in 2017 to minus 19 in 2025. Democrats plummeting from plus 35 to minus 91, independents from plus 17 to minus 7, with only Republicans rising from plus 18 to plus 51. Tesla sales slid 5% in 2024, then 11% in Q1 2025, as Hyundai, Rivian, and Ford surged. Aligning with GOP politics alienated the 80% of EV buyers who aren't Republicans. A debunked X post claiming $50 million in condoms went to Hamas, it was Mozambique HIV aid, drew shrugs. Some things I say are wrong, Musk said. His NIH budget cap proposal, capping overhead at 15%, met fierce pushback. Every $1 creates $246 in economic gain, NIH countered. Even Senator Katie Britt balked. Don't gut medical research. Musk's fall tests how far tech titans can wade into policy. Meryl Streep's 2017 Golden Globes bombshell still haunts Trump Hollywood. 2017. Meryl Streep's Golden Globe speech turned a night of platitudes into a firestorm. Accepting the Cecil B. DeMille Award, she skipped thank yous to blast Trump's 2015 mockery of disabled reporter Sergei Kovaleski, a clip with 50 million YouTube views. When the powerful humiliate, it gives others permission, she warned, sparking a minute of applause. Trump hit back within hours, tweeting Streep was overrated, contradicting his 2015 praise, igniting a backlash that swelled her support. Memes mocking his tan and hair flooded the internet, amplifying the chaos. Trump's fragile ego became a global punchline, a wound Hollywood keeps salting. Canada's $10 billion energy retaliation rocks U.S. Ottawa, March 2025. Canada's $10 billion energy counterstrike against the U.S., slapping a 25% surcharge on electricity exports, could send gas and power bills soaring. Supplying 4 million barrels of oil daily, 10% of U.S. demand, Canada's move threatens economic havoc. Ontario Premier Doug Ford warned, starting Monday, consumers will feel it. It's hurting workers, businesses, and families. Bills could jump $100 monthly in states like Michigan, New York, and Minnesota, impacting 1.5 million households. Escalation could spike oil prices 10 to 20%, fueling inflation. Trump called it hostile, threatening more tariffs, while Ford hinted at hitting U.S. wine, food, and cars. Under PM Mark Carney, Canada aims to cut U.S. reliance, boost domestic energy, and pivot to Asia and Europe, potentially reshaping global trade. Will the U.S. blink, or will costs explode? EU's $27 billion counterpunch to Trump's tariffs. Brussels, March 2025. The EU's $27 billion retaliation targets U.S. motorcycles, wine, and tech, countering Trump's 2018 steel, 25%, and aluminum, 10% tariffs. Aimed at slashing the U.S. trade deficit, Trump's America First gambit rattled allies.